Totally.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the webinar today. It's a persona-based session where the main persona today is executives. So we will see together how to tailor Copilot to executive use in better terms, how Copilot will help executives on their daily, let's say, tasks, routine, revisions, how it will aid their decision-making process, how it will help them with their team to have better communication, analysis, reporting, right? So the scenarios today will focus on insight generation, summarization, strategic planning, and communication excellence. Personas, when we say executive, we're talking about, CEO, COO, CFO, CIO, whether you were CHRO, etc. My name is Ayman Khalifa. I will walk you today through Copilot in different applications. I like my sessions to be interactive, so please interact and ask questions whenever you can, because your questions will guide the session, and I'll be able to deliver information that you really need, not to repeat information that you already know. So please interact with me and ask questions. So the first question, is this your first webinar with us at Technology? I'm testing the interaction. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Saji, yes, you hear me, or yes, it's your first webinar?
Yeah, no, it's not my first webinar. Before that, I had been to
I
some other
I
webinar.
thought I remembered the name.
Yeah.
I can see Ahmed is there as well. Ahmed attended with us. I think Najib is, I'm not sure. Mariam attended a lot of webinars and so on. Michael, I guess it's the first webinar for us. All right, so welcome to this webinar, everyone, which is brought to you by Microsoft and Technology, right? So we're a partner of Microsoft when it comes to solutions and trainings. Our portfolio has several services from training, delivery, managed services, customer experience. We focus on AI and cybersecurity and so on. Feel free to visit our website to know more, techknowledge.com. Without further ado, let's begin. So I'll be working with a couple of slide decks. All right, let me just fire up my gears here. All right. So assume with me that we have this executive. I'm not going to begin today with introductions and so on. I'm assuming that everyone here knows what Copilot is. Am I assuming right? Do you all know what Copilot is
Yeah,
and tried it? Yeah.
yeah.
Tell me, Najib.
Yeah, we actually attend that the last meetings. It was very useful.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thanks for the feedback.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so let's see some scenarios where I can actually help executives. Just a second. Screen two. That's the shared one. There we go. Now, assume with me this executive is preparing for an all hands meeting. All right. So, what are the things that he or she can do? Right. Well, In Copilot chat, when we say Copilot chat, we mean the Copilot in Teams or the Copilot on your Microsoft 365, where you get the work and web. Yeah, that's the Copilot chat. So you can quickly catch up on the latest development related to announcements, yeah, by prompting Copilot the following: rapidly get up to speed to focus on key issues and concerns, have additional time to identify, so on. So the point is, you will ask Copilot to catch you up with some points that you missed, all right, or certain information, and then with the ability of Copilot and Copilot Chat to access all of your Microsoft 365, it will be able to get the information and help you prepare all the required information for a particular meeting regarding a project or an initiative or even or all hands meeting. All right. So what else I can do? Well, take a look at document and socialize. All right. So the action items to keep the preparation process moving forward towards successful close. So during a meeting or after the meeting, an executive can actually summarize the meeting, get the action items from the meeting, and so on. Let me demo this part for you first. Let me go here. So usually what we do. Right, so this is my Copilot chat on Microsoft Teams. Yeah. With the ability to add content to my prompts, I'll be able to refer to a particular meeting, for instance, by clicking on add content or /. Yeah. So let me go. I'm on web. That's why it was opening a file to upload. I have to switch back to work. And then when I click on add content, I get this interface. Now, meetings, I'll just pick any meeting. I'll pick the webinar we've done the last time. And maybe I want to list all the questions asked by the participants. So that's the prompt. This could be anything. This could be give me insights, give me tasks, right? Action items, minutes of meeting, whatever you want. Copilot can actually get the details if it was mentioned during the meeting. I can combine data mentioned during the meeting with content from the web. I just need to work with my prompt in here, all right? So this is one scenario. I'm going to throw random scenarios and then I will combine things together. So this is what I have, and as usual, Copilot is suggesting other follow-up questions if you like. So imagine with me I'm an executive at a local entity here in Qatar. Let that entity be MCIT. All right. And the thing is, vendors, third party, they come and pitch projects to me, solutions, services, and so on, right? So some of them or one of them have pitched this solution about a new data center. I like the idea, but then the pitch wasn't. I didn't have time to go through the details about the project, and I don't know the risk factors of that project, right? So instead of asking around, I can dig deeper with Copilot. Ask about risk factors, what are the risks associated with this project. Maybe I want to know what are the mitigations possible, yeah, for that project and so on. For instance, let me just open up my file. Open, there we go, data center, let me find it. All right. All right. So this is just dummy data, and the whole thing is generated anyway by Copilot. I'm just something to work with, right? So I would go to that's the presentation that was presented to me, me being the executive. And instead of reading 43 slides, they demoed and they gave me the conclusion. And if I want another conclusion, I could have summarized it, yeah, by Copilot in here. And that's basically what people at this level do. They want the summary, and then they want to take a decision, right? But then first, I would like to know, I'd like to ask Copilot, what are the risks factors associated with this project, all right? And maybe I mention more details and I go like, okay, and show me the mitigation techniques as well, or but then I'll break it down for now because I'm studying, right? So I will check it. There we go. Importance risk identify, potential threat and mitigation strategy. All right. These are factors. Let me. What will happen if I modify my question and say, what are the risks? Will I get a different answer? Basically, it's keeping its own. It doesn't change it. All right. So I got my risks factors. Now I can follow up and dig deeper and try to understand. Okay, can you list specific risk mentioned in this document? All right. What are the key performance indicators for this project? Or I can follow up with a prompt and say, what could be mitigation strategies for those risks? Yeah, and then I get to know more details. So this is one scenario, and then we can generalize this scenario, whether it was a proposal, whether it was an agreement, whether it was I can get more details, then I can come up with enhancements for those or take my own actions. So for instance, let's say for the same entity we're talking about. Let's say I'm from MCIT and I'm about to sign this agreement with this company. Of course, this is a fiction company, right? SMS. Yes, it's a social media sentiment analysis service. That's what they provide, right? So I'm supposed to sign this agreement with them, but then I want to double check this agreement, all right? And I don't have time to go through the details. Or maybe I went through the details, but I want another look or another eye. I can go to Copilot and ask Copilot to check the agreement. Yeah, check the agreement and find enhancement or enhancements to the enhancements in favor of MCIT, of course. Yeah, so that's one way to do it. There you go. Let's see what Copilot came up with. Move this about. There you go. All right, she's like, okay, technical support. The agreement proposed adding a clause that ensures the support to guarantee the effectiveness of the service offered. Nice. Expanded the scope of the report. Suggest branding and so on. So whatever what you're thinking about to enhance the contract or to validate the contract, that could be a prompt that you run like this one, for instance. Write an effective prompt, you would need to go like, okay, I'm an executive here, maybe mention your role. What is your entity? Review this agreement between this entity and this entity. Tell me what enhancements we can make in favor of MCIT. Include improvement to the terms. I'll be more specific. Not like the vanilla prompt that I mentioned earlier. All right. And you would get more details. Now, this is similar to what I got earlier, but now I have some improvement to the terms. You see? The scope of service. Enhancing the scope of service include more details and frequently reporting, such as, and more details related to the term and termination, compensations, and so on. So this is one more thing that an executive would want to do. Yeah. Beside this, you would have some initiative details and proposals and documents, and you want to check whether is this following our strategy? Is this are these sets of tools, or sorry, are these sets of controls are following our compliance and so on? So if you want to compare documents, you still can do that with Copilot, right? So that's one more scenario in here. Now, on top of this, maybe another scenario could be a way to turn financial data into an executive narrative. Yeah, and to do so, let's get the data first. Then we get the data. So the point is, I have this financial report. And within this financial report, I'd like to analyze it first. Yeah. And once I analyze it, I want to write a speech around it. And then I want to create a presentation that would help me demonstrate my speech, right? And deliver it to the team. So again, fiction data, we're talking here about initiatives. We're talking here about those initiatives on what month, what was the budget, all right? The planned budget, the actual spending, the variance, all right, the annual budget, and so on. What I can do is to go to Copilot to help me analyze this data, all right? That's like spending P&L and so on. So there we go. Summarize with pivot table or chart, or write my prompt in here. I'm going to start with this one, and then I'm going to write my prompt. All right, there you go. It gave me its own analysis. This is not my ask. This is Copilot analysis, right? So we give you a table at the top. Yeah. Whenever it can create a table, it creates it. Whenever it can add a pivot chart, it will create a pivot chart as well. And here I have the story behind it. AI collaboration with Scale AI. We have the sum of planned budget, all right, the sum of actual spending is so and so, and more details that I can copy and use. But then I can write my own prompt. So I can go like, you know what? Analyze this financial report and highlight key insights, budget variance, trends, and any area of concerns relevant to. And then I mentioned my entity, for instance. So our entity for this demonstration was MCIT since we started. So for MCIT leadership, right? So send this one to Copilot, and let's see what will Copilot come up with. There you go. I got my analysis. Yeah, I have the annual budget by initiative. There you go. Average of annual budget. If I like this one, I add it. If I don't like it, maybe I stick to the text. But this is one way to do it. Another way to do it, to get all of this data, yeah, and take it to Word. Take it to Microsoft Word. Get the data here. Maybe I'd like to change the layout a bit. The table is a little bit wide. Right? Now, the data that you have in order for Copilot to work on, you're gonna need to select the data. So Control A, select everything, and click then on the Copilot icon. Once I click on the Copilot icon, I'll ask in here. I'll write a prompt. I'll click on write a prompt, and I'm going to paste the same prompt we've done. The same prompt we've done in Excel. All right? And let's see what will I get. You see, because Copilot in every application has different purpose, right? So in Excel, it would get me graphs and tables and so on. In Word, it would focus more on the narrative part of it, yeah? So it tries to explain in here. Here is the financial report, yeah? These are the key insights, all right? Although it's the same prompt. These are the budget variance, all right? Trends found, all right, and areas of concern. If I want it, keep it. If I don't want it, I'll delete it or modify it. But this is too financial, all right. What I actually want is to create a financial speech around this data. Sorry, a professional speech about this data, so I can deliver it to the civilians, or those who's not from the finance, maybe the board, maybe any simple terms. So I'm going to select the data again, click on Copilot, write a prompt for this, and my prompt is create a professional speech based on the findings of this financial report. Use formal tone and highlight what should be communicated to, and then mention your entity. Leadership in a 5-minute summary. Right? I'm being more specific. Generate. Let's see. Can the one generated in Excel be sent to Word through Copilot? Not really. Ahmed Janash, no, you cannot do that. You're gonna have to copy it. But there is a third way to do it. I will show you now from Teams. Right. There we go. I got my summary. Financial report summary. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a speech, right? I stand before you today to deliver, and so on. The numbers and the details. This is good. That's what I want. I don't need the data anymore. So maybe I just get rid of it. All right. And I'm going to keep this one. And I'm going to save it. All right, OneDrive, I'm just going to drop it there, financial report summary for MCIT, and save. All right, now from Teams, what you can do is reference the document MCIT that was on the title of the document, the MCIT Excel, the financial report itself. Okay, if you don't want to copy the data to Word, reference the Excel and paste your prompt in here, the one that you want, yeah, the one to create a professional whatever speech that you want to do, and you pretty much get the same result, right? Good afternoon, and so on. I'm honored to present to you, and then service by service, all right? Salim, all right, Nura Salat, media, and a speech and details or a financial summary for each one of them. The good news is this works with PDF as well. I hope this one answers your question, Ahmed. There we go. I got the details in here. All right. Now, now that we've created the speech, maybe I copy this data and save it somewhere, yeah, or I want to modify it, as we mentioned the last time, you can edit it in Pages. That's the icon, click on it, edit in Pages, right, and then modify it in here, then copy the modified version. But in our scenario, as we started, we said we want to turn financial data into an executive narrative. So we got the speech. Next is to create a PowerPoint presentation for that speech. So here we go, slide, new one, create a presentation. This time I will reference a document, and that document is MCIT financial report summary for leadership. There we go. And then send my prompt to Copilot. All right. And if I want to, if I like the generated outlines, stick to it. I can change the order. I can add new topics. I can even edit my initial prompt. And instead of saying this or mentioning only the documents, I would say, you know what, turn this executive speech into a concise presentation for senior leadership. All right. And send that again to Copilot. I can edit the initial prompt. I can edit the results. Then I can generate my slides. See, this is more suitable for executives because they don't have time. I'm not going to go into that much of slides that was generated earlier. I like this one. I'm going to generate these slides. So this is what we call a chain scenario. Yeah. So you would do something in one application and then you will carry on the task or the job on another application and so on. And Copilot is there to help you throughout the whole journey. And there you go. I got my presentation. I'm gonna keep it. And then I will take a look at the details that was generated. Let me close other applications here. It's a bit laggy. All right. So there you go. Title, content, it's animated, like what we've seen in the previous webinars. It uses a simple design suitable for executives. It adds the right or suitable, at least, images. I can change them. I can go to Copilot and go like, you know what? Let me see here under view prompts, what else you can do for me, Mr. Copilot. Under tasks, I want to edit. All right, I can add a slide. I can organize this presentation into sections because now it did not create, actually it did create sections. But if it didn't, I would have created into sections or categorizing in sections using this prompt. Speaker notes are there. Maybe I have a slide that I've added, but then no speaker notes. I can add it to, I can ask it to summarize and add me speaker notes or to all slides. Or maybe I want to add images, or maybe I want to add a brand image of, and then I describe what I want. Yeah. Risk assessment slide, risk evaluation, so many things that I can add in order to edit this document. And leave it to you to explore the rest of the other prompts in here. All right. And as I mentioned earlier, under designer, I have the ability to redesign, keeping the same theme in mind while choosing different layouts. So like, do you have any questions so far? Any question at all? Feel free to type or pick the mic and speak. Yeah? No questions?
No, thanks.
All right. Okay. So let's say in my entity, me being one of the executives in the entity, we've heard like a mixed reactions and feedback from the employees and citizens about our new portal or our new service and so on, right? So I want to validate this. Well, I can use Copilot, but this time I will use Copilot Web, okay? Because I wanted to search on the internet or on the web. And I would perform a sentiment check, if you like. So using Copilot Chat, I will access web and I will ask to summarize the public sentiment, which will enable me to gauge citizen satisfaction, identify pain points, and take informed decisions as well. So my example is a local service here in Qatar as well by the Qatar government. Continuing on the scenario that we've started, being an executive in MCIT, I will go to the web and I will ask Copilot to, there we go, draft a report about the public sentiment, all right, towards Qatar's new government portal, Hukumi, include key concerns, compliments, and things mentioned online. All right, let's see what will I get. And Copilot went to the web and got me all of this. With the conclusion. There we go. So we got the report, the right key concerns are mentioned, compliments are mentioned, efficiency and convenience, streamlined services, comprehensive information, all right, collaborative effort, that's the innovation and collaboration. I got all the sections that I asked for, right? And that works as well even if you're on Word, yeah? You just have to be specific and ask Copilot to go to the internet and do that. If I go in Word and I want to write my finding here immediately, I will paste the same prompt, draft a report, all right, about the public sentiment towards including key concerns and so on. But then I would direct Copilot first and I would go like, go to the web and search for the users sentiment about um, about the public sorry about the towards Qatar's new government portal Hukumi. So portal Hukumi. I'll take this one, right? User sentiment about Hukumi, about our portal Hukumi. Then draft the report. I know even if I didn't do this, it might go to the internet, but if I don't do this, it will try to search for the information within my data, within my corporate data first. So I'm directing it from the beginning to go and defining the source, right? To go to the internet and do this search. So let's see how it will react. It failed me. I don't generate high quality content for this. Please change your description. All right. Search. Search. The web. again. Okay, right, as you like, Copilot. Let me do it this way, and it will not find any public sentiment in my data anyway. But I was more specific, it didn't like it. All right, there you go. Method, concerns, technical issues, user experience, and so on, compliments. You got it. Maybe I didn't word it correctly, right? What I do when I face such a problem that I'm trying to type something and then it doesn't understand, all right? I will go to Copilot and ask Copilot to generate a prompt to be used in um, um, Copilot in Word to do the following, right? Then I have my prompt that I want in here, and I send that. Usually, the prompt that's generated by Copilot, it helps better. There we go. Very long prompt, but it goes like it uses prompt engineering techniques, right? So search the web for the user sentiment, and then more supporting information. All right, look for recent articles, reviews, and media, and so on. Sources is there. Identify the key concerns. Nice. Now, second task, draft a report. All right. I need an introduction, structure. All right. I need introduction, methodology, findings. All right, and then conclusion. Let me try this with Word. Let's see. It will definitely work with Teams, but I'm gonna throw it here in Teams and then go try it in Word as well. Right, delete this one, go back to Copilot and write this prompt or paste this prompt. Copilot in Word is faulty today. Yeah, for a reason it doesn't work. Let me try it here. It works here. It's just a technical issue, I believe, because it works here fine. Yeah, just a technical issue, nothing more. So let's look at Teams. There we go. We got the same result. Yeah, and these prompts, they're good as well in Loop. They work very good in Microsoft Loop. Right? Do you have any question? Is there anything you'd like to know or see? Nothing? Okay. Let's see a day in the life of a CEO using Teams phone during an acquisition. Right? That's the scenario we have in hand. Take a look at this. 7:30, early morning. I want to hurry up for a meeting, for instance, and I need to find quick information. I can use Copilot in order to do that. So Copilot in Teams, if you're connected to phone, you can do it. If you're not, you can still recap meetings, summarize information, gather information. My advice to you, if you can implement what I'm about to say, you will find real value and benefit out of Copilot. Two things. Anything you want to do, whether it was draft, summarize, ask questions, and so on, ask yourself first, can I do it with Copilot? Can Copilot do it? But instead of doing it the traditional way, go try it with Copilot first. By this, you would test the model, get to know the limitation, yeah, of the product and the capabilities as well. That's number one. Before you do it traditionally, try it with Copilot. Secondly, if you're searching for anything, search with Copilot first. Yeah, before you go do your normal search in Outlook or search in documents and so on. And you will be amazed with the results and the information that Copilot can generate. All right. 9 a.m. I hope you can read all of this, the data in the slide. I'm trying to zoom so you can read. I hope you can read all of it. Now, 9 a.m. we got a leadership meeting. How can you use Copilot to summarize certain topic for me? Prepare me for the meeting, right? All right. During the meeting, I can use Copilot as well. For speaker recognition and for capturing tasks and so on. And I did mention this before. There are no updates coming to Copilot where Copilot can interpret audio for you immediately, instantly during the meeting. So your meeting could be with a vendor who speaks Mandarin, and then you hear it in English or Arabic. Recapping a meeting, getting more details, all right, organizing feedback, all of this can be done in Copilot, in Teams itself. That's one scenario. One other scenario is, let's say, Chief Data Officer, right? That's another scenario right in front of you. There you go. That includes chat, Teams, and Excel. All right. So we agreed now to get any information about anything. I would use Copilot. So maybe I get a document information using chat, yeah, to review and align the organization data strategy with the overall goal. Yeah. So I would get more information and work on that. I have a meeting recap. We spoke about this. More information about certain topic. There we go. If I want to respond to messages, Copilot can write the response for me. I can speak to the dude, or I can type my message in a very short way, and then it would make a professional message out of it. We've seen a demo related to project risks. Yeah, we still can go like identify projects that are at risk or of going over budget. That could be a prompt to run. All right. Copilot in Excel. I can go like review department certain KPI data to understand areas to improve resource allocations. All of these are different prompts that I can use with Copilot in different areas to achieve all of these scenarios. This one, for instance, there we go. Leverage existing documents. So utilize our data policy. Then provide me with list of prioritized departments to focus our initial outreach effort to collaborate. That's one thing that you can do. Summarization, we've seen it. Provide me with the list of the most recent compliance and regularity changes. I want to be up to speed. So all of these are different prompts that can be used by executives in order to help them find information, summarize information, take the right decision, and monitor the team, monitor the performance, and so on. For God's sake, you can get the allocated budget, take a look at the expenses, P&L, ask Copilot to do a forecast for you. All of this can be done. You're preparing for a meeting, that's the easiest to do. Summarize my meetings for today. For each meeting, list participants and links to relevant documents for each meeting. Take a look at this. Yeah. This is very doable. I'm gonna demo it to you guys. Let's see how Copilot will react. All right, here is my prompt. All right, 3 meetings. They weren't meetings, they were trainings for me. From 8 to 3, there we go. But there is no relevant document because it's just a training, yeah. And I got another webinar, persona based, all right, another invite, and so on. Yeah. So this is doable. I could have mentioned in a table, description, whatever I want. I can play with those prompts the way I want to suit my scenario. What else we can do? Well, as a financial, as a chief information officer, maybe I'd go like based on the last month strategy planning meeting, provide a summary of the budget constraint discussed. I don't recall it. I wasn't in the meeting. Copilot can help me with that. Excel, based on the quarterly budget, show me suggested areas to reduce operating expenditure, suggestions to enhance operations, and so on. Summarize discussions with vendor X, vendor Y, and vendor Z related to price, solutions, and upcoming deadline. I want to see what the team was doing, maybe, right? Create a PowerPoint presentation from our currently cybersecurity report, including a visual of resources targeted and types of attacks. So, as I told you, it all revolves around summarizing, getting information, right? Fetching data and fetching information. Now, as they right. So, as a chief technology officer, similar scenario. Yeah, you can summarize your emails in order to achieve a certain task. Yeah, but you can be more specific. You go like past week, including reports, analyst surveys, news alerts, and project updates. That could be done. Yeah. Recapping meetings. Draft a project summary, right? You go like utilize data from quarterly project review and provide a summary of how many projects are on time and the blockers mentioned in the data. You could have buried yourself in several documents or a huge Excel in order to get this answer, but Copilot will fetch that with the tone that you want. We've seen this earlier, yeah, and this one as well. So it's a similar usage of similar deck. So in short, as I was saying, executives are on the run, and they need information all the time to keep track of the team. So I can look information related to data, projects, performance, and so on. And one more use case is mobile edition. Copilot, the mobile edition. It's easier for executives to find information from their phone. Yeah, they're flying, they're on the run, they're in a hurry. Go to mobile, go to Copilot, Microsoft 365, Copilot mobile edition, and then write the prompt that you want. Well, okay, this is a very nice question, Michael. I'm gonna show you. One thing that I did. Actually, in today's class. So, so in Power BI, Copilot is there. It's just a different license. Okay. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna demonstrate two capabilities of Copilot. In Power BI. It's not the same as Microsoft 365 Copilot, the one we're talking about in this webinar. but why not? It's not the same in a way. It's a separate license, a different license. Let me open up my Power BI, walk you through the two features I want to walk you through. The dashboards you're referring to, Michael, are they Excel dashboards or Power BI dashboards, or what are we talking about here? Michael? Yeah, from Excel, if the data is in Excel, you can ask Copilot to generate insights from on Excel. That's not a problem. If the data is in Excel, you can even build or apps on BI. BI, yes, that's what I'm trying to open now. But I'm going to start with Excel because you brought it up. You see the same data that we had earlier. I could have went for advanced analysis, which is even better than getting random insights. Because in advanced analysis, once I start an advanced analysis session, I'll be able to ask questions, and then Copilot will write Python code for me to analyze the data and get back with results. All right. So it will begin analyzing and getting its own data set that it will work on, try to understand my data, and now wait for me to write questions in here, right? So I could have, I can write questions, or I can use the suggested questions by Copilot. And anything I write in here, the response will be in this area in here, whether it was a table, a visual, yeah, a graph, the Copilot will answer me with something, and this will help me build a report, right? So I'm sending, the first one was identifying trends in plan versus actual spending, all right? And I got my answer. And then after that, I asked for, um, I asked for analyze the variance between planned and actual spending over time, and then I got a different visual, right, and so on. So I'm building the report the way I want, yeah, based on certain insights I'm looking for or I want to see. This is doable in Excel. Is this what you were asking about? But other than this, you can click on show data insights or type it. Macros, no, because it's a language model. It analyzes, it writes text, okay? But it doesn't perform actions so far. But it can write the code for you for the macro. And then you copy the code and you get your macro ready. And it can show you data insights, or you can ask it to add all insights to grid, and then it will create a dashboard for you with the insights it found. So this is the Copilot analysis now. Yeah, all these insights with their pivot tables. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is through Power BI. So I'm going to leave you with this result until I open my file. All right. All right. Okay. Just opening the Power BI. Show you. And meanwhile, we'll show you another capability through a YouTube video to speed up things. Here's the Power BI options. So assuming this is my report, a couple of pages. This is my data. I'm talking here about sales and sales performance, all right, in different regions and so on. And I spent some good time building this report, right? Now, I'm gonna publish this report for everyone to use. I'm gonna have to save it, yeah, and then publish it. I will show you what Copilot will do once I publish this report, all right? I'm gonna publish the report. All right. So if I click on the first link, I will see the report that I published. Okay. It will open up the report. But if I click on the second link, I will get insights about my data made by Copilot, made by AI. So those insights will show me trends and anomalies and outliers that I maybe I didn't even see, because if I see them, I would have added them to my report. So it will give me deeper analysis of hidden insights within my reports or within my data. Can I leverage those and keep them? Yes, I'll show you how. I'm just waiting for it to get generated. I'm glad you liked it, Michael. So it's opening up. The internet is a bit faulty. Meanwhile, let's see if we can run this video. We will do which will show me, instead of me building the report, spending time designing all of this and different pages and so on, I can actually ask Copilot to do the design of the report for me. Take a look. Just a second, I didn't share the sound. I'm gonna have to stop and share with sound. There we go. And off the microphone, the speaker is nearby. I hope you can hear and see.
Let's take a look at how Copilot in Power BI is empowering everyone to quickly find and share insights. For example, say I'm a sales analyst
hear
for a
anything?
hotel and resorts company. Now, with Copilot in Power BI, I can simply describe the report I want to build and get insights in seconds. Maybe we need a new report to help us understand the profile of our customers, to gain insights into what is driving return visits to our properties. I just describe what I need, and Copilot will automatically analyze my data and create a new report based on my needs.
So we wrote a prompt
Immediately,
to
Copilot
Copilot about
created
the
a
report
new
that we
Power BI
want,
report that
and
is
voila,
fully interactive,
you
and
got
I can
your
start
report
slicing and
designed.
dicing my data to explore deeper. Copilot added the charts
Yeah,
and slicers I
functioning
requested,
and
but
everything.
also conveniently gives me options to adjust the output to get just what I'm looking for. For example, let's switch to ask for metrics and trends and a slightly different layout. automatically Copilot updates the report. Let's go ahead and keep this report page, but it goes much further. I can also ask analysis questions such as, what are the main drivers for repeat customer visits? Copilot responds by adding a new page to my report and uses Power BI's built-in advanced analysis capabilities for finding key influencers for variables in my data. Right away, I can see that customers who purchase spa visits are the most likely to be repeat visitors, followed by those who rented sports equipment. I can easily explore Power BI's key influencer visual further to learn more. I can even automatically see the most significant segments in my data just by clicking. Now let's go back to the first page and finish up our new report. I'm going to ask Copilot to make it look like our existing sales dashboard. Copilot automatically finds and references the dashboard to adjust my report with formatting and layout to match. Best of all, I can still interact directly with the Power BI report Copilot has created. So for example, if I wanted to manually change this line chart to add the reason customers were visiting, it's easy to do with just a few clicks. Let's also change the line chart to a ribbon chart to make the data really stand out. Finally, to make the report even easier for my team to understand, I'm going to ask Copilot to add a rich text description of my data right inside the report. This narrative summary is fully dynamic, and not only does Copilot highlight interesting insights from my data, but it provides citations from where in the report the data was taken. This summary will update every time the data is refreshed, or people filter the report with new insights based on the data. And just like that, in seconds, I've created a report that would have taken hours or days to do manually. Copilot, built on top of Azure OpenAI, is truly revolutionary for how we empower everyone to find and share insights.
All right, that was Copilot in Power BI. So as I was saying, this is the report I did, but these are the insights found by Copilot, right? You got this one, average price, some profit here, some target, yeah, outliers you see of data, and so on, and the list goes on and on and on. All right. So all of these were found by Copilot. Now, if I have a dashboard already and I like one of these that tells the story that I really need to tell, I can actually pin it to an existing dashboard. Yeah, I choose the dashboard that I want, and then pin it there. Right, pin this one to this dashboard, pin it. Check your data. Maybe you want to pin this one. So anyone that any visual that helps in the story you want, pin them all, go to dashboard, they're all here. All right, they are all here. You don't have to design from scratch. This works without the license, like the insights. It doesn't need the license of Copilot and Power BI in order to get this one, right? But in order to design the whole report, you would need the license of Power BI Copilot in Power BI. All right. Any other questions? No questions? Okay. So this concludes our webinar for today. We've demonstrated a couple of scenarios related to how an executive would use Copilot. We will have some other webinars related to different other personas. Do join those webinars if those personas fits your role. we're gonna do two activities at the end of this webinar. The first one is for you to redeem your digital badge and achievements. And those who attended with us in previous webinars, it's the same achievement codes that you've redeemed earlier. So the steps for you to redeem the achievement code is listed on the chat window. That's the first activity that you will do. Secondly, would love to hear from you your feedback of how did we do on this session and how can we enhance our future webinars. So please share your feedback on the second link that I'm sharing on the chat window. Thank you all for joining this session. Big thanks for those who joined the other webinars and joined us today as well. I'd love to see you all on the upcoming webinars. Have a good one. Goodbye. Cheers. Assalamu alaikum.